On January 29th, 1820, England's King George III dies at age 81. In 1760, he succeeded his grandfather George II as king. He was just 20 years old. Unlike his German-born grandfather and great-grandfather, George III was born in Britain and spoke English as his first language. His policy of coercion against the American colonies led to the outbreak of the American Revolutionary War in 1775. The loss of these 13 North American colonies led to some opposition at home, but George III overcame this in large part through his appointment of William Pitt the Younger as Prime Minister. Pitt helped George navigate through the turbulent French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars. Pitt also engineered the Acts of Union in 1800, which officially established the United Kingdom. For years, George had suffered through bouts of mental illness. By 1810, this mental illness, perhaps caused by a liver disorder, completely overtook him, and he spent the rest of his life in the care of his wife, Queen Charlotte. His then record 59 years on the throne were surpassed by his granddaughter, Victoria, born 8 months before his death. George III has been portrayed on screen many times, but probably most famously by Nigel Hawthorne in the 1994 film The Madness of King George. The movie tells the story of the king's deteriorating mental health late in life. Hawthorne was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor, but lost out to Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Hawthorne did win the BAFTA for Best Actor in a Leading Role. In the popular 2015 musical Hamilton, the part of King George III serves primarily as comic relief, and was brilliantly played by Jonathan Groff in the original Broadway cast. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1845, American writer Edgar Allan Poe's classic poem The Raven is first published. In 1891, following the death of her brother, Queen Liliuokalani becomes the last monarch of Hawaii. In 1936, the Baseball Hall of Fame elects its first 5 members, including Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth. In 1964, the Cold War masterpiece Dr. Strangelove, starring Peter Sellers in 3 roles, opens in theaters. In 1968, Jim Morrison of The Doors is arrested in Las Vegas after threatening a security guard at a theater. In 2002, US President George W. Bush describes Iran, Iraq, and North Korea as an axis of evil. In 2022, Boston ties a record for the biggest single-day snowfall in the city's history with 23.6 inches. And now, it's time for our Today in History quiz. Who played keyboards on several Beatles songs on the Let It Be album? George Martin, Ray Manzarek, Billy Preston, or Elton John? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right tomorrow on Today in History.